Hey everybody, MTGOrzo here with my Mizzix of the Asmognus Storm how-to. We're in a solitaire room on MTGO, and we have our 7. Our first card we drew was Remand. I'm going to take you guys through how this deck kind of runs. So first turn, we're just going to go ahead and play an island, cast Ponder. Just see what we're working with. Well, we're working with fucking gas, so... Factor Fiction, it's not going to matter because I'm going to cast Volcanic Island before then. Or I'm going to cast Time Twister before then. But we have Time Twister, which is very nice. Shuffle my library, no. No, thank you. Draw the Time Twister. We'll draw the, whatever it's called, next turn, Volcanic Island. Play Volcanic Island. We don't need to scry because it's not going to matter. Factor Fiction. So... what I'm actually going to do is not Time Twister immediately, but I'm going to Compulsive Research myself. Discard a... I'm going to discard 2 cards. I'm going to discard Pyroblast and Remand, actually. Like, I know I was talking about Remand shenanigans before, but... we don't really need to do that because next turn we're going to cast Mizzix and then just sort of go off from there because we do have a 1-mana spell to take advantage of her. And I would like to cast her off of a Mana Vault so I can go ahead and get that first experience counter with Faithless Looting. So we're going to cast Mizzix. Cast a Faithless Looting, probably pitch a Time Stretch and something else. It's not going to matter because next turn we are going to Time Twister and get everything back. So we'll draw 2 and pitch Mind's Desire and Time Stretch. We'll keep the land so we can play it next turn. Seems good to me. So now we have 1 experience counter, so all of our instants and sorceries cost only 1 mana. Or cost 1 less, rather. It doesn't cost 1 mana. That would be insane. Okay, yeah. Sulphur Falls is not better than an island in this deck. That's an important thing to remember, is that it's not nearly as important. I'm gonna go ahead and just straight up Time Twister here, get, kind of brick my 2 mana spells, but I want to see 7 new cards, and we were rewarded with Factor Fiction, so we can cast Soul Ring. Cast Factor Fiction with 1 blue mana floating because it only costs 2 now. Get that 3rd experience counter that we need to make kind of everything work. This card is... Alright, so if I was playing against this person and I saw this, these would be my piles. I'd pile Gamble with Polluted Delta and Island. So... I'm scared of these cards, but I'm not necessarily scared of them right now. Gamble can get something crazy, so I'd arrange it like this. And then if someone arranged it like this, I would take this pile. I would take the one with Gamble. And in this situation, I can actually... right now, we can cast... this draws a card, this cycles for 1 mana. But what we're going to do is we're going to cast Gamble. It's going to be Gamble for Past in Flames, I believe. It's what I usually gamble for because it doesn't matter if it goes to the graveyard. And it only costs 1 mana now. So yeah, we're going to gamble for Past in Flames. And pitch what? We pitch Stroke of Genius, that's fine. So now we can beat in for 2. Just to make things easier on our Ignite Memories if we decide to go that route. And boom. Okay, I will not pay 4 for Mana Vault. Mana Vault will never get untapped in this deck. Again, Ancient Tomb, a card that in late turns is not as good as another basic island. So well, we have Future Sight that I actually didn't see in my hand, which might be the play here, but I find I don't want Future Sight all the time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cast Past in Flames. Yep, Past in Flames. Get an experience counter. We now have 4 experience counters to make everything insane. I don't have enough to reiterate stuff with, I don't have enough red mana to reiterate a lot of things. So what I want the most is I'm going to cast a Fact or Fiction for 1 mana. Alright, so if I see these cards, what would I... Okay, Windfall is the one that scares me. Windfall, like, it doesn't matter at this point, it's just cards I don't want him cast right now. So I put the cards... I don't know, I'm not doing this, like, in any sort of correct way. But I guess I don't want him to tutor, so I'd do it... I'd set it up like this. I'd set it up like this. And I would choose the 3 pile in this case, instead of the transmute. Because what we can do is we can... Because I'm not a fan of the cards in my hand, so let's just Windfall and draw that many cards. So bam, and we fucking hit High Tide. So game on. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cast High Tide. And now we are cooking with gas. What I want to do now is Reality Spasm, untap X target permanents. I want to untap this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. So I can untap, I have a bunch in my pool, and then we can just untap everything. X is 6, and I pay 4. Yeah, so actually I got an experience counter for that, because the converted mana cost of an X spell on the stack is X plus mana cost. So I still have 2 blue mana floating in my pool. And I forgot to untap these lands for some reason, but it doesn't matter at this point. Now, like, it looks like we're out of draw, but if you'll remember, I still have my Past in Flames going on. So I am going to just break this Time Twister right now. Cast a Gush for 1 mana to draw 2 cards. I will play a Lotus Petal, and we can Frantic Search, which is going to net us just more mana. Discard 2 cards. I don't care about these cards at all. We actually kind of need to find some more draw spells. But Blue Sun Zenith will do an admirable job of finding us stuff to do. We untap our 3 islands that we should have had in the first place. And now we have just way more mana than we know what to do with. Make 3 blue. We can draw 5 for free right now. But I think I'm actually going to crack Mana Vault and Soul Ring just to power out an enormous Blue Sun Zenith right now. I would like to pay 5 for free, and then X is also 5, so I will draw 10, and I will happily draw 10 to get an experience counter, because the converted mana cost of that spell was 11. No, it was 13. So, all right, I see a bunch of cards that I like. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna compulsive research, see what I get. I'm digging for another High Tide. I know. I'm sorry. I know. Okay. Discard a land. It doesn't matter. I'll discard a Great Furnace, or I'll discard a Command Beacon, because it's not going to matter in this game. But we did get Future Sight again, but I'm going to cast Mana Crypt. We have a blue floating in our pool, so I'm actually I'm going to cast Chrome Mox, exiling Capsize. It's an extra blue. Yes, I do. Would love to use that ability. Exile Capsize. Because now we can cast Whispers of the Muse with buyback. So it's 1 mana, draw a card, add 1 to the storm count. We got Mystic Retrieval. So Mystic Retrieval gets us what? It gets us Gush, but that's not as good as just Windfalling right now. So what I want to do is I want to make blue with Chrome Mox. Yeah, I want to make blue with Chrome Mox, cast Windfall, draw 14 new cards, and just be impossibly far ahead. And we haven't stopped a turn. So our storm count right now is 15. I'll play Mox Diamond, get our storm count to 16. I'll discard I'll discard Academy Ruins, because I don't care. Now we have just turns on turns on turns. I'll cast Thirst for Knowledge. I really am looking for I'll discard an artifact. I really am looking for High Tide, and we found it. We have Intuition, which is going to target me, and it's going to get us High Tide, Turnabout, and Past in Flames. Yeah, so Past in Flames, and Moto might shit the bed when you're doing Intuition. I found Moto is really finicky about it. So Past in Flames, High Tide, because I just want to. I want to keep this all going. Where is High Tide? High Tide and Turnabout. Like, I could Time Spiral here, but I think Turnabout's going to be better because I like my graveyard the way it is right now. Yeah, done, and then I have to pick one of the three to put into my hand. So if I was this player, I would put Turnabout into my hand because it means it's one less activation of High Tide. But what we can do is we can add a blue, or we can add a red here actually. We can add a red, Mystic Retrieval the High Tide. Get that. We sack this for blue. Cast High Tide. We flashback Past in Flames. And now we can just sort of do whatever we want. Cast High Tide again. We add a bunch of mana. We cast... Yeah, go away. We cast Turnabout. Target me. Untap lands, please. Lands. So now we untap our lands, and we are, just sitting pretty. We'll just cast Ponder. Like, we're just getting our storm up. LED is cute. I'm gonna shuffle my library. I think there's nothing that I need out of this. I am looking for Ignite Memories. But I think Brainstorm is close, or Devil's Play is close to being lethal at this point. Cast Frantic Search. And we did that incorrectly, but because what we could have done is tap lands to make it better, but we didn't do it. But at this point, it doesn't matter. At this point, we have gone off. Okay. We've gone off because we hit Gamble, which we can gamble for Ignite. And it's pretty much game over at that point. Yeah, where is it? Ignite Memories. Ignite the memories. Alright, so yeah, we discarded Reiterate, which is not a great one to discard, but we can just cast Ignite Memories on us. And I mean, we have a 10 and a 6, so we definitely don't need this much Storm, but 26 Storm guarantees that we just kill it, so yeah, we cast Ignite Memories, 26 copies of the spell go on the stack. And bam, yeah, same targets. So we'll just click this and see how many it actually takes to kill us. I know this is riveting, but gotta do what you gotta do. Only the clicks that count when the thing is yellow count, I think. So I have to hit that 28 times. And if we fuck this up, like, we can just keep going with Time Spiral. Time Spiral will just get us out of this situation. And at this point, we have turns out the ass. Like, we have way more than anything we need. It's impossible to lose the game at this point. I would like to know what I'm doing wrong. I've hit this way more than 30 times, so... Well, this card's a piece... Okay, we did it. Alright, perfect. I'm going to now yield until end of turn and let this just murder me. Yeah, okay, so it took 6 cards to kill us, and we went to -1, so there you go. That's how the deck wins.